Welcome to the start of a new module, focusing on the 4 pillars of object-oriented programming, beginning with encapsulation. You've already used techniques that support it, like getters and setters, but now we'll formally define the concept and explore Python's unique way of implementing it. 1. Definition of encapsulation. Encapsulation is the mechanism that binds data, attributes, and the methods, behaviors, that operate on that data together into a single unit, which is the object. More importantly, it hides the internal, sensitive details of the object from the outside world. Think of it as putting both the data and the methods into a protective shell or capsule. 2. The importance of data hiding. Data hiding prevents external code from directly accessing and accidentally corrupting an object's internal state. For instance, if a student object has a GPA attribute, we don't want external code to set the GPA to a negative number or a letter. By hiding the data and forcing access through methods, we can add validation logic, ensuring the object always remains in a valid state. 3. Encapsulation in Python. Unlike many other languages, Python does not have strict keywords like private or public. By default, all attributes are publicly accessible. The example shows a car object created with speed 50, but external code can directly set the speed to -100, which is logically impossible. To prevent this, Python relies on a concept called name mangling to semi-enforce privacy, combined with programming conventions. To summarize, encapsulation is about control and data integrity. Since Python lacks strict privacy controls, we rely on special syntax. Our next lecture 17.02, Private Fields and Name Mangling. See you there. Welcome back. We established that Python does not have strict private keywords. Instead, it offers a mechanism called name mangling to make attributes harder to access externally, thereby supporting encapsulation. This mechanism applies to fields that are intended to be private. 1. Defining private fields. To designate an attribute as private, we prefix its name with double underscores, like self_balance. This is a convention, but it also triggers the name mangling feature. When Python sees this field, it doesn't store it as double_balance. It stores it under a modified name. 2. What is name mangling? Name mangling is the automatic renaming of an attribute by the Python interpreter to prevent accidental overwriting or direct access from outside the class. When you define double_balance inside the class bank account, Python secretly changes its name to something like _bank_account_. 3. Testing name mangling. We create an object ACC. If we try to access acc.double_balance directly, Python throws an error because that name simply doesn't exist on the object. However, if we know the mangled name, which is _bankaccount_balance, we can still access it. This shows that name mangling is a strong hint for private data, but it is not a true access restriction. It is merely a renaming trick. 4. The proper way to access. The intended and encapsulated way to interact with double_balance is through the method defined in the class get_balance. Since this method is defined inside the bank account class, it can use the original field name, self_balance, and Python's interpreter handles the mangling correctly internally. To summarize, name mangling provides a tool to strongly signal that a field should not be accessed directly. Now that we understand how to hide data, the next logical step is to properly implement encapsulation using the getters and setters that we learned earlier. Our next lecture 17.03, Implementing Encapsulation. See you there. Welcome back. We've learned the theory of encapsulation and Python's mechanism for achieving private fields through name mangling. Now, let's put it together to implement the encapsulation principle, using getters and setters to control and validate access to our data. 1. Private field and constructor. We define the intended private field, $_price, which is zeroed out as a class variable. In the constructor, instead of assigning the initial price directly to the private field, we call the setter method set_price. This ensures that even the initial value passed during object creation is validated. 2. Defining the setter. The setter method set_price is the control gate for modifying the price. Here, we implement crucial validation logic. The price must be greater than or equal to 0. If the validation passes, we safely assign the value to the private field, self_price. If it fails, we output an error message, and the internal state remains unchanged. 3. Defining the getter. The getter method, get_price, controls read access. It simply returns the value of the private field. Although it's simple here, in a real application, you might use the getter to apply formatting or maybe add tags before exposing the value to the user, providing a layer of abstraction. 4. Testing the encapsulation. We create a product, P1, with price 50. We read the price using the getter. When we call set_price with a valid value like 75.5, it succeeds. However, when we try to call it with a negative price, the setter's validation logic catches the error, prints the message, and most importantly, the object's internal state remains at 75.5. This is the goal of encapsulation, protecting data integrity. To summarize, you now know how to effectively implement encapsulation in Python, thereby controlling the quality and integrity of the data stored in your objects. This concludes the first pillar of OOP. Inheritance allows a new class to acquire properties and behaviors from a parent class, avoiding redundant code. Join me in Lecture 18.01, Inheritance. See you there.